You gotta ask the question, Peter. People who are listening don't know what questions being asked. Did you ask it?
I said it. Yeah.
What? Cute girl in college that will call me Shinty. Love that. Love that. She's super cute, you know?
What if I called you Shinty? Would you love that? This method illegal in modern judo? It says two on one grip to counter stiff arm. I don't think so.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Shintaro Higashi show with Peter Yu. Today we're going to do something for the community just to be a little bit more connected to you guys. I know I'm not so great at responding to comments and such because I'm so busy all the time, but I want to go through my YouTube subscribers' questions, which we have never done really before.
Yeah, not really. We've always floated this idea, but we're like, oh, how do we compile all this? Like, like this, we don't really have time. But thankfully, we got some help, and we have a list of questions from the subscribers. Not just anyone.
So if you're not a YouTube subscriber, subscribe right now. If you're listening to the podcast and haven't subscribed to the podcast, please do so right now. And this is like a very teamwork-oriented thing. My new business advisor already gave me the idea, and Ashan, who's my social media / graphic designer, compiled these questions for us, and now we're here, me and you. We're gonna
and then if you guys like it, let us know in the comments, and maybe we'll do this more often, periodically.
And Ashan's gonna put the questions up on the screen too, make it look really cool.
Okay. So, we're being professional. It's so cool. All right. So first question. What camera are you using to record? The picture is so clean and crisp.
Let's see who.
Amidian. Amidian.
Okay, Amidian.
Okay. Amidian. Yeah. Thanks for the question, Amidian. That's it's actually very nice to hear that our feed is looks very crisp. We just we'll link it in the description. But we use a Logitech. I use a Logitech. Webcam.
You gotta ask the question, Peter. People who are listening don't know what questions being asked. Did you ask it?
I said it. Yeah.
What
camera are you using to record? The picture is so clean and crisp.
Oh, okay, right. You did say maybe.
You're trying to start a beef with me, bro?
Beefing.
Anyway, so we all both started with we kind of went through a couple of them, right? But we've been using this a Logitech webcam for a while.
I'm using the DJI Pocket 3.
You got a better camera. I still use the webcam. So that's probably why Shintaro looks better. He also is better looking than me anyway. So we'll link these below, and if you guys have more recommendations, let us know. We always want to give you guys the best camera feed, All right. So next question, maybe you'll read it.
No, you read it, bro.
Okay. Jeez. Okay. BNM 1000. So I'm a relatively fit 55-year-old. Would like to start judo? Is it realistic for me to start? Oh man.
Good question.
Didn't we have an episode about this?
Yeah. So he commented on the video Judo for Old Guys Part 2. And I really, truly think that there are dojos out there who have that specific ability to teach older guys. There are Brazilian jiu-jitsu schools out there that have 55-year-olds, 60-year-olds, et cetera, et cetera. Even at my dojo, we have people from 50 to 70 years old, like a bunch of them. Not that many, but probably about 10 or 15 people that are in that age range. So you could definitely go in there. If you go into the dojo like 5 to 10 guys and everybody's 20-something years old, maybe not, right? So you're gonna have to do a little shopping around, and you got to talk to the instructors.
Right.
But the experience is very different from a 30-year-old instructor to an instructor that's been teaching for a very long time. Yeah. So I don't think it's too late for sure. I would say go for it, but definitely shop around.
Yeah. Make sure you find the right gym for you. Okay. Next question. Evan Callis. Is there a link for the Discord server, or is it just for patrons? I checked the channel, description, your website, and couldn't find a link. Love the video. Thanks.
Yeah, Peter.
That's our fault. I know.
That's not my fault. That's Peter's fault. Thank you, Peter.
See, this shows my amateur. So hopefully we'll fix this. We'll make it more clear. But just to set the record straight, it's only for patrons. If you pledge money, like pledge to support us on Patreon, you get automatically added to your to our Discord server.
Evan Callis,
So
dear
come join
Peter,
us.
how do I give you guys money?
I know.
I don't know how to do it.
I don't know. I'm not leaving my money. I have money on the ground. You know. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, we'll sort these things out. We're going through this whole, more professional. All right. Next question. Goshler. Love the name. Okay, love that gi. Care to mention where you got it from? It's from the go-to old man judo technique. I think it's about your gi.
Yeah, so that one is a kimono fighter limited edition gi. So Akiyama, who was an Olympic silver medalist or a world silver medalist, either, I can't remember his exact stats. He started a gi company in Japan, made in Japan, sent it.
Akiyama Yoshihiro?
Akiyama.
Oh no,
that's
Akiyama.
a different guy.
Yeah.
No, this is Hiroyuki Akimoto.
Yeah, he had the famous turnover,
Seinagi drop guy. So he started a company called Kimono Fighter, and part 2 of his next release is coming up, but this time it's unique. So he did part 1 where it's like red and Japanese flag themed. It's beautiful, made in Japan. It's like $400, but he only sent it to a bunch of influencers, really, who are influencers and champions, right, to kind of get the word out. And then so the next gi, he's going to make it, send it to guys like me, and then he's going to do a Kickstarter crowdfunding thing to where you fund it, and then it sort of acts like a pre-sale, so you can kind of pre-order it. So that's going to be version 2. It's going to be gorgeous. So we're very excited about that. And
But you can't get the one you're wearing.
I don't think so. He did say Akimoto was telling me like you could get maybe like just A1s were left over because he did a judo gi and a BJJ gi, and there was a very limited quantity left over where he was able to like he had a little bit of stock left, but he gave like 90% of it away. I shouldn't say that. He sold a bunch too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But version 2 is definitely coming. Higashi brand's gonna have a gi soon, so.
Oh, nice. Hey, dude, that's
Yeah.
Check that out more, guys. All right. Next question. Jester Jahima. Does your instructional cover all the Ashiwaza? You make great videos. It's for the basic judo Ashiwaza foot technique.
Yes. Thank you, Jester. So I don't have the one you got, go to higashibrand.com. I do the short, concise videos. So it's about 10 to 15 minutes long. I cover lots of the Ashi stuff, foot stuff. That's really concise and like packed into the 10-15 minutes, and I don't teach the traditional like 3-step here, 3-step there, hand goes like this, just to kind of make sure that it's not redundant, right? So I take all the different entries that are kind of unique and specific to combat related judo, and I leave all the traditional stuff out that you may already seen a million times or seen in the dojo, right? So that's with that specific one. I do have a much more in-depth Ashiwaza instructional with judo fanatics. Demystifying Ashiwaza, and that's like a 2.5-hour video. So that goes much more in depth, right, with a lot more details. But I also do have a Ashiwaza Nogi video also on BJJ and Judo Fanatics that just came out. It's Nogi. So hopefully that answers. Thanks for asking that question.
All right. Warren Chapstick 338. Shintaro, are you a watch guy? Timepiece looking slick, broski. Are you a watch guy?
I was a watch guy, and I kind of roped Peter into it too, right? Peter, are you rocking that?
Yeah.
What are you rocking right now? What's on your wrist?
Right, I'm going All-American now, Shinola.
Ooh,
from Detroit.
That is from Detroit. Yeah, that's a pretty nice one.
Yeah, so but I bought a timepiece from Shintaro. He gave me a mate's deal, mate's rate.
Yeah, mate's rates.
Then,
I didn't give you. I sold you,
no.
but below market rate, by the way.
Yeah,
right?
I'm always thankful.
Yeah, it was a Speedmaster Moon watch.
Oh man, I just love the story behind it. I just had to get it.
Yeah. Like it's manual because automatic won't work on the moon.
On the moon.
Why?
Yeah.
Peter, why? Tell us.
The gravity is not as strong, so it doesn't spin as fast.
That's right. It doesn't wind it,
Yeah,
right? So it's a very interesting thing. So I gave you that one. And then the watch, I think.
Well, you sold me that one.
I sold you, I didn't.
Yeah.
But 2,500, pretty good.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Because
so
retail is $5,000. I could have resold it for a little bit more than 2,500, but
Yeah.
The watch I was wearing, I think, was a Sea Dweller, a Rolex Sea Dweller.
Oh,
not a Submariner. Submariner is like 40,
yeah.
41 millimeters. This is on 43. Yeah. It's not quite the deep sea. It's like the in between.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite watches. It's a little bit big, But yeah, I am sort of a watch guy. But I'm falling out of love with the hobby a little bit just because it's so expensive and I'm broke all the time.
Yeah.
So
You toned it down now. Yeah, you're not.
I've definitely toned it down, and I did have but
And at that time, you were selling me the Speedmaster. You were kind of like trying to clean your inventory up, right? Your collection up.
Yeah, I go in and out of these phases, and like I remember I had a birth year sub, which was like a 84.
Dude, that was so
It had like the right amount of patina, like the dial was cracking in the most beautiful way, and I loved it. And then my daughter was born, and I had, like I'm like looking at my bank account, like, wow, man, like I should not have this watch, so.
Oh my God, you sold it?
I sold my birth year sub, and I put all the proceeds into her 529, which is her education savings account. That's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. Yeah. What am I gonna? So it's like, and then I was like, I think I'm done collecting watches.
Yeah.
And I had like all these different cool ones, and I still have like my titanium Speedmaster, which I love because it's so lightweight. It's so lightweight. It's blue. Yeah. It's like blue with the silver. Yeah, it's like titanium. Yeah. I love watches, but it's definitely not something that.
It's not a cheap hobby.
No, and I really now I'm like kind of taking a break from it. Just even talking about it now, kind of getting my heart rate going a little bit. So we're gonna have to move on. Look at this. Look at this. I was experimenting with Higashi brand watches. Can you see this? You see that?
What the heck? Oh shit! How'd you
see that? Look at the dial.
How'd you put that in there?
Well, I didn't do it. I contacted manufacturers. It's got like a Japanese Miyota movement with the case back. This is a real watch. This is a real full-blown watch.
That's so cool.
See this?
That is so cool.
I don't know like what the implications of like the design patent or anything like that. And I started experimenting with talking to watch manufacturers and such, and but I kind of decided not to go down that route because it's really has nothing to do with grappling. It's not I want my brand to be.
It's a lifestyle.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, dude, that looks slick, man. Yeah.
They did a good job with this, Now they're kind of hounding me like, hey, I made you the samples. Like, when are you going to make a bulk order? It's a Japanese movement in there. I mean, what a cool thing, though, right?
I know. What? Yeah. That is so cool.
If anybody wants to buy this for $5,000,
comment down below.
You let me know. This is only one of its kind. This one.
I know.
Only one of them.
Hey, dude, that's like.
But I have watches unique. Like rolling around here. Like I have like a vintage Timex. I have a vintage Omega that I freaking love. Maybe I might have one right now, actually.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, Peter, keep talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not just waiting. But yeah, I mean, he got me into it too. So I got as a wedding gift, my mother-in-law bought me a Submariner, and I got really lucky with it. I'm talking about my Submariner that my mother-in-law gave me as a wedding gift.
Yeah, how bougie are you, huh?
Dude.
Look at this is like a vintage Timex with like a little bit of a stretch bracelet. Nice. Really cool. This Omega is like it's from the 1960s. Do you see this?
Damn.
Freaking cool, right? I love this thing. Yeah. And then this is the baby snowflake Seiko watch. Look at this. Is it like that?
Seiko.
Yeah, you see this?
Nice.
So this is like this is more me. It's got the case back,
Yeah.
This is me, It's like at the right price point. It's not like it's not even considered entry level luxury. It's just like a very utilitarian. Didn't make an Olympic team, but pretty good, Looks very good, beautiful, like still respected in the community. This is me right here. You see what I mean?
All right.
So I am a watch guy. Thank you for
the question.
Yeah, Warren, thank you for asking that question.
Oh, so I missed the category theory also asked the same question. So a lot of watch guys out there, huh?
Yeah. Oh, somebody category theory asked the same thing?
Yeah. What watch you rocking?
Yeah, well, now I'm watching the baby snowflake, the Seiko. This one's beautiful. Look at that.
Nice.
Right, that dial. It's like it's white and.
So another you watch, huh?
Oh, this is on, when during the pandemic, I had some other Rolexes that I got rid of also. I had just like a regular Submariner, I think, that I got rid of, and because I had no money during the pandemic, the dojos were bleeding money. Oh yeah. And I was like, I can't afford it. Like I shouldn't have this, right? So I got rid of it and I downgraded it to like a tag.
Tag
yeah,
Heuer?
the tag
Yeah.
like Carrera, like the chunky one.
Yeah.
And I gave my cousin that for his wedding, Eugene, for his
Aw.
wedding thing. So I'm very much
Well,
so
yeah,
like
that's
a watch thing, and
Yeah.
I know I'm not like an AP guy. I'm not. That's not who I am, right? I don't collect watches in the general way of like, oh, this is Richard. I'm not like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I have like very specific ways I connect with certain pieces, and then I like to collect that. But my watch collection's always churning. Like the dojo.
Yeah.
It's always the retention's so low. Like.
Yeah.
What about you, Peter?
I
What are you
mean,
eyeballing?
Right now, I'm not really looking for anything. I think Submariner, I'm very happy with my Submariner that I got for my wedding. I'm trying to get my wife like a Cartier watch.
Ooh.
I think she doesn't have a nice watch yet.
Nice.
So I think we checked some out the past weekend and she likes it. So
Nice.
I might go for it at some
I
point.
feel like the
don't know
Shinola is a little bit beneath you.
when. Hey.
Do you hate it when you look at it?
No, I bought it. I lived in Detroit for a bit, and I wanted to rock it, like kind of like the pride and I think it's I mean, of course, it's not like I also this is not automatic. It's just bad quartz, so it's more casual. I know.
Get this man.
They do
get
have.
This man out of here.
They started making automatic watches too, which is more expensive. But I wanted like a very classic quartz watch they're known for.
Yeah.
And it was a gift from my wife, and yeah. You should know that, guys. Like, it's a great watch. It looks great. It's got a good history.
Yeah.
Especially if you have some connection with Michigan.
I like in that price range. I'd rather go Hamilton.
All right.
I'm a little bit more of a Hamilton guy. Anyway, all right, let's move on.
Okay.
Judo podcast. So.
If you haven't been able to tell, he is a watch guy.
Yeah.
All right. Alejandro Perez 9363. He says, "Hi Shintaro, do you have an instructional series on this hand position to Ashiwaza snap-down system?" It's from the pulling guard. Yeah. Video.
Specifically, that instructional, no. Hand position to Ashiwaza snap-down system. Probably some of the Ashiwaza videos might have something like it, because I'm always talking about integration between attacking the feet and upper body control, attacking the feet, gaining hand position, koji cutting the hand. So I think all my videos kind of have that theme of the interplay between the feet and the upper body and the hands. So that technique specifically, right, where you go koji and snap down, or fake guard and snap down and go koji, that specifically as a chapter in one of my instructionals, maybe not, but the theme is always the same. So when you understand that concept, you can kind of use your own ideas and then make your own and then put it into your game. So I think any one of these instructionals may benefit you. So we'll link it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right. All right. Jose Alvarez, DL3HM. So, do you need to be able to lift your opponent? What if your partner is way heavier than you? I got a bit lost in that part about lifting him. It's from the crazy Kata Guruma variation to add to your game.
Yeah, so sometimes, yes, you can lift your hips forward and lift them, but when you're ducking underneath and there's enough off balance to this direction and you have momentum, you could tuck your elbow and just sit to that direction, and then so you don't have to lift them. So that's a very easy question and a great question. Thank you for asking it.
Great question. Yeah. The details matter. All right, so it's John Schultz, 8372. When someone becomes a black belt, how do they go about getting their belt nationally recognized as like an official black belt? Oh,
that's a good question.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Yeah.
So there's governing organizations. For instance, locally for us, you apply to New York State Judo, and then the people sign off on it, and it gets sent to USA Judo, and the national organization looks through the paperwork, and then different organizations has the right to promote up to a certain rank. So any instructor like myself who has a certain rank can promote up to first degree, right? Yeah. And then first degree to third degree, the New York State can do it, but anything above has to go to the national organization. So it really depends on the country. Your local jurisdiction.
Yeah.
For instance, even in our region, there's New York State Judo and also Hudson Judo, which is like the USJF equivalent to that. So USJF, USJI.
Yeah.
So, without knowing where you are from, it's very difficult for me to answer that question. But I would start by finding the most local dojo, right? And then the most local organization. and then look at the national organization.
Yeah.
And then eventually, if they do all the paperwork properly, you could call the national organization, hey, can you send me my certificate? Right?
Your sensei should be able to help you out with that.
Probably, yeah.
So, but yeah. All right. Great question. TW Trad, how to get good at ukemi, especially for older beginners?
Just practicing it, really. I mean, the thing about ukemi, right, is when you're feeling threatened and when you're a little bit scared and someone's grabbing you and start ripping you into throws, there's that factor of like, oh, shoot, I'm going to get hurt. You get into tense mode, self-preservation mode. You try to step around it or control the way you land, which throws off the thrower. So there has to be the right amount. So in the beginning, when you're doing ukemi, it's solo ukemi. Now all of a sudden you're doing it with someone, low impact throws only, getting used to it, where the person isn't accelerating you into the floor.
Yeah.
So you're completely almost in control, you're training it, and it's the right amount of difficulty as you increase in skill level. And then eventually you have someone you trust and they rip in Tai Otoshi and you could go right over and slap properly. But you need to have that conversation and the communication, and you need to also have like a dojo that supports that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You know? Or it's just all sorts of risky. Right?
Right.
So, you know, people kind of, all right, guys, let's do throws, and guys are ripping Sode and they don't feel safe, and they wonder why they're not able to do the throw, or they wonder why they're not able to take good break falls, because both of you guys are not on the same page. You guys are in different wavelengths.
Yeah.
So you got to work yourself up to that through trust and communication, and having a coach that can kind of recognize that and be like, all right, you're stepping around the throw. You're not doing it properly. He feels like he's going to land on his head. That's why he's stepping around it. You guys are both not doing it right. Let's do this sort of a progression to make it a little bit safer, and then we could sort of get it better.
Yeah. Safe environment. All right. So the next one, Brandon Mason, 5341. Can you Tai Otoshi with a sleeve grip as opposed to the elbow grip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple.
If you get the right Kuzushi.
That's what Peter does. You grab the sleeve, so yank it, and then catch that sleeve and go left tie.
Well, I think,
Yeah, you love that.
I guess that's why I got confused with the sleeve grip. The elbow versus
the sleeve. That's correct.
Elbow versus sleeve, not the lapel. Okay, I got confused with the lapel grip. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah. I had an instruction on that.
Yeah.
on this YouTube. There's like a whole video. I was so bad at it. Anyway, next one. Mannequins A274. Great tips, but what if this is for self-defense using judo? Great tips, but what if I'm of smaller stature and don't have the size and strength to lift or throw? Should I just work on strength training first? We kind of touched on this before.
I think there's a lot of it is like positional stuff, and then being in the right position, and the timing is very important. You should always be working on your strength, but you shouldn't have to work on strength as a precursor to do judo, because judo will make you strong as well.
Yeah. All right, so next one, ice crime, I think. Yeah. So make front Uchi Mata your highest amplitude throw. It was about that. So how would you adjust the grips for nogi grappling? And someone suggested, maybe double underhooks into S grip or butterfly.
Yeah. Already answered, really. Chest to chest, and then dipping down and then connecting your hands, S grip, or butterfly grip or gable grip, and then you could lift and then immediately go for that. But usually underhook, over under, those are always great. All right, let me read some of these questions, and because Peter, you are not good at reading.
The suggestion was from Jaganmark, by the way.
All right.
Okay.
Svetandust asked a question: how about some Kani Basami on the video? Use judo to counter a single leg takedown. -BJJ. So I did that, Peter. Was that good? Did you like that?
What, the reading?
The way I read that?
You can read it.
Was it? If it was better, guys, leave it in the comments. Seriously.
That's a bit of poll. We'll have a poll. Yeah. Who's better?
Yes, Kani Basami would work to defend a single leg counter in judo, but Kani Basami is illegal in judo. So in jiu-jitsu, I guess you can do it if it's in competition, but this video was specifically use judo to counter a single leg takedown. And yes, Kani Basami originated from judo, but since it's been taken out of the judo for a very long time, I decided not to choose to show that one. But yes, 100%, you can do it.
Dang.
All right. Go ahead.
Counter kidnapping 1737. Were you were a bouncer?
Yeah.
Oh man, people love your bouncer stories.
I was a bouncer
yeah.
for like 2 or 3 years, straight out of college. It was like a little gig that I did out in Brooklyn, and it was a really, really fun time. And because I'm not a big guy, people will always mess with me. And because I'm not like a big black guy, people would say, oh, who ordered Chinese food or whatever it was. And I'd be like, all right, you guys got to go. And he was like, yo, make me. Just like every weekend, seriously, every weekend. And it was really fun.
Gosh.
A lot of grappling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bouncer for a couple of years. That's like a gig. And, you're
well,
young.
he'll release some more stories from his bouncer days in bit by bit.
It was as any young grappler, you take on all these different gigs. I was a bouncer, I was a waiter for a little while. You take on these jobs when you're younger to kind of make ends meet while you're trying to chase your dreams. So
yeah, good times.
Yeah.
All right, next one, the Sith Siggy. What are the dimensions of your dojo?
The dimensions of the dojo, just the mat space alone is probably about 1,000 square feet. So it's not very big. We're in New York City. Rent's astronomical. There you go.
But big enough to practice your judo.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Dark Lord. Yeah. Does anyone still call you Shin?
Yeah. People call me Shin all the time. Yeah. Yo, Shin. I hear that. Yeah. Shintaro. My college friends used to call me Shane. Yeah, for Shintaro's American name. I hated that one.
You're not Shane.
Yeah, and there was this cute girl in college that would call me Shinty. Love that. She was super cute, Yeah.
What if I called you Shinty? Would you love that? I call him Shintaro. I never called him Shin. Yeah. All right. So, Chicken Pie 04. Is that Jon Thomas? Blend judo with self-defense techniques.
No, that was not Jon Thomas.
Jon Thomas.
He was not on uke for me in that video.
All right. Tony Slaughter 8954. It's similar in Okinawa styles, right? From judo koro belt. Explain.
Okinawa style.
Okinawa like karate?
Yeah, I think that's what we're referring to. I don't know the belt system in karate because there's so many different karate styles, and it just kind of varies from style to style. You get JK, Shotokan, everything is different, so I can't really speak on that.
All right. Category theory. Where is that judo get from? Oh, hey.
Yep.
I think we
Kimono
said that.
fighter.
Yep. Asian tricks. Wait, you're under 40? I thought you were older than me. Asian don't raisin,
Yeah, actually, is he saying that, I'm 40. I'm going to be 40 this year.
Oh, man, what, dude?
I'm getting old, 39 right now.
It's crazy because
my birthday is December 14th.
We spent the 20s together, and now you're 40. Holy shit.
Yeah. Old man problems now,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's not become... Yeah, anyway. All right, Gundam 1854. What kind of tape is the best and also healthiest?
Tape.
About how to tape your fingers.
I like the traditional Johnson & Johnson athletic tape. Yeah. It's easy to cut. People go crazy with like the finger tape this and that, and then I've seen guys use duct tape too. Yeah. But there's like a real science to like when I tape my finger. I'm a big fan of buddy taping my fingers. Big fan.
Yeah.
And there's all these different ways that people do it with like circling and like to make it look like the ligaments. For me, it's like, okay, if you jam one of your fingers, you just buddy tape it with the one next to it. So then they kind of act in unison. Yeah. And then it won't get pulled. So any tape really works. I think they're all essentially the same. They're not too.
Yeah. I mean, Johnson & Johnson is the best, honestly. I've tried different things, but nothing like it, honestly. They figured it out.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So, Burner, Shintaro, would a professional sumo wrestler, let's say he's 380 pounds, have an advantage as a judoka in competition if you were to start training in judo?
Yeah, I mean, if you're 380 pounds, you have a 380-pound advantage, Yeah.
And
if you've grappled and done judo for sumo for 15 years, you definitely have an advantage over someone that didn't do sumo or grapple at all. So you're going to definitely
a lot of people who don't watch sumo don't realize how hard they train.
They train hard.
They think they're fat. They're not. I mean,
they're fat.
They're not fat.
They're fat.
Well, in the sense that like everything underneath that layer of fat is all muscle. They're like, there's a MRI video image of like the sumo wrestlers, dude. it's all muscles down there.
No, I mean,
and guys, they train really well.
100%. They have high body fat percentage, but they're also very strong and muscular, right? Because you can be big, jacked, and fat. Look at those super powerlifter guys. They're benching, 1,000 pounds. Those guys are fat too, because it takes mass to move mass. I think having judo skill is more important than anything in judo competition. But, if you have the judo skills and you were a sumo wrestler and you're 380 pounds, that's definitely an advantage.
The monster. Yep. Okay. Interobi. Yeah. Can you post a video on how to improve foot sweeps, like the actual sweeping part, not just different types of sweeps? I have trouble following through with my sweep. So if my opponent is well planted, I got no luck. I know you want the opponents lifted, but I still have trouble then.
Yeah, a lot of that is a timing issue. Unweighting that leg and then bringing that across, and then they're going to try to step over, so you're anticipating that leg up.
Yeah.
There's definitely videos out there when I talk about the finish. Timing it, entry, and then finish, and then how to use your hands. And then sometimes you touch the leg and then you mistime it. You just go right into something else. Usually attack the feet. You could stumble them and then gain hand position and then go for an osoto or something. So hopefully that helps.
Just to add, I think when there was a foot sweep craze in BJJ, I noticed that timing is very important, but also the way you sweep is important. You got to get your hip in, almost kicking a ball.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not you can't be bent at your hip and then try to so focus on that too.
Yep.
All right. Pedro Clementoni. Can you make a left versus right Sode video, you as the left, just like in this video? In that case, what would be better, inside or outside position, or my tsurite? And can I do Kata Guruma, Kata Otoshi in case I realize it's easier to push his left arm and down instead of up? Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I could make the video for you, You're going to have to pay, bro. Making video requests. Yeah, no, that's a very good question.
He wants you to be a lefty.
Yeah. You know what? Let me film it and then send it, and then also write your personal letter on the side, and then I'll autograph it for you. Maybe I'll throw in this Higashi brand watch that's one of a kind. No, I'm joking.
Oh, gosh.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
of course. You could go for the Sode. I think it's a little bit different with the left side versus right side, because then you could try to cut it first and then bring it up.
Yeah.
And there's an interplay there. And then I think I made a video about it already. And then if it fails, you could drop it and then go into a Kata Guruma, of course.
Right.
I'll try to put that into my list of videos, because I always like getting suggestions from the subscribers.
All right. Well, we're a little over halfway through. So let's do the sponsor.
Yep.
So thank you, Jason, Levon, and Joe on Patreons.
Yep.
And Shintaro, Higashi.com, Higashi brand. What else?
Yeah, HigashiBrand.com, Judo TV discount code Shintaro. Thank you very much, guys, for everyone's support. You too can sponsor us on Patreon. So we have the links down below. And if you can't sponsor us, just follow us, subscribe to us for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you always for your support. It means the world to us.
Yeah.
All right.
You're such a better announcer.
Yeah, I just know how to read.
Gary Hong 9923. It's been 4 years. Do you still think this is the best and favorite gi? Best Judo Geek video?
Yeah, so I think I remember saying I like the Fuji single weave gis because it's sort of an entry level gi. It's accessible. It's good enough for training. Is it gonna pass IJF inspections when you're competing at a high level? Is it red label, et cetera, et cetera? No, but for every day, I think it's great. We're definitely gonna release a Judo gi soon. HigashiBrand.com. So please look out for that. Check on the website, HigashiBrand.com. Do I think it's a great gi? Yeah. I don't know if it's the best gi. Recently, I've been kind of, going through the Jiu-Jitsu Fuji gis like Super Raido and stuff like that. And then just experimenting with my own cuts with my manufacturers out in Pakistan where I make the rash guards. I've ordered from China. This is from my Higashi brand experimental days, which is now. So I've been wearing those gis more. And there's things about it that I like, things about it that I don't. And the parts that I don't like about it, I'm trying to fix before I bring it to market. So definitely look out for that. And right now, my favorite gi is the gis that are coming through as samples that I'm, really trying to refine. So you guys have a great product at the end of the day.
Okay, look at you iterating.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. James Smith.
Yep.
I am 44 and just started judo. I don't want to have to compete for points or my black belt. I mean, it for my kids and to learn self-defense. Do we still have to do that, as in the belt system?
Yeah, you don't have to do anything.
Like for the belt,
you know, at the end of the day, you're paying customer at these gyms. You know, and as long as you have a good communicative thing and you're respectful, I think the teachers or the sensei should accommodate you. Those days of you walking in, and it's like, hey man, I'm the Japanese teacher, whatever it is, my way or the highway. Those days are long gone. You know. So I think if you go shop around for dojos and you walk in and you're very communicative and respectful and you're just there to kind of hang out with your kid and learn self-defense, I think that's completely fine. A dojo like my dojo would be a good fit for you, you know. But, you know, you really got to shop around for something like that, you know, because not most dojos don't operate like that.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Soul Rebel 3880. So I tried my first judo class tonight and I hurt my ankle and heal during my ukemi. Do you think it's a bad omen or am I just being superstitious? I'm a purple belt in BJJ and for some reason I just goofed on one ukemi. Ugh.
Dude, it happens to everyone, man. Like, I'm walking down the street, I stub my toe. You know what I mean? I step off the curb sometimes, funny, I roll my ankle. It happens to the best of us. You know, we're humans.
Yeah.
So
it's a freak accident.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
a little bit of an accident. It'll be all right. You know,
Yeah.
keep at it, buddy.
Yeah. MN Deg, can you ask Vinny about his Underhook series?
I will.
Okay.
Next time I see him, we'll make him. You know, he's so popular, Vinny Mancuso. Like, everyone's like, oh
I
my
know,
God.
He's got that personality.
And he's a freak of nature.
He's funny. Yeah,
he's humongous.
Huge.
He's humongous.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's knowledgeable. He's like, so I got to have him more.
Nice
I got to
too,
get him back to the dojo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MWR 1408. Have you shown this running Kata Guruma before? Not exactly sure what the finish looks like. It's like a Seoi and Kata Guruma hybrid.
Yeah, I have not shown it that often. It's relatively new. A lot of new guys are doing it. This guy Hadarov on the international circuit started doing it more, so I decided to show it. I do have to work on showing you guys, the audience, a little bit more on the different finish. You're running them backwards, and then you're dropping to your knees, and as they're sprawling, you're rolling and spiraling.
Yeah.
Hard for me to just explain it. So yeah, those videos are coming, so I'll put it on the list. Thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah, keep them coming, guys. All right, Mentor KH9GH. Can you make a video about judo history?
Go to Chadi's channel for that.
Great. All right. MWR 1408 again. Can you do a Kosoto Gake or front Uchi Mata from this two-hand break setup? Instead of a hip throw, you do a front Uchi Mata when you step on the inside like in the video or step outside into a Kosoto Gake.
Yes, you can, and that's the beauty of grappling. Right?
Yeah,
if you're able to see, like, I'm going 2-on-1 and going for a hip throw or going for a Kata Guruma, and you see these options, go for it. Try it, and then see how it integrates to the stuff that I'm showing. And then a lot of the times, they work hand in hand, you know? So that's a great thing that you're able to see that in the first place. I think that is amazing, and thank you for the question.
All right, Interabi, what is the distinction between this form of Uchi Mata versus Harai Goshi? It was about the video. Massive Uchi Mata you have never seen.
Yeah, so Uchi Mata goes up the middle, Harai goes to the side. The same mechanics of that T-Rex arm thing from that video that I'm talking about. We'll link it. Aishan, please link it. Massive Uchi Mata you have never seen when you kind of like tucking your elbows underneath. You could do it both ways, Uchi Mata and Harai. So the distinction between that, the hand is identical, inside leg versus outside leg. That is it. Thank you for the question.
Yeah. Metal Cooking 666. Isn't this method illegal in modern judo? It says two on one grip to counter stiff arm. I don't think so.
Probably not. I don't know. I don't know what video. I mean, I don't remember what I said in the video. Just have that thumbnail. So maybe yes, maybe no. You know, are you competing at a high level and then did these rules really matter? Then yes, you're going to have to really examine this. But, you know, if you're training in the dojo and if it doesn't put your opponent at risk for an injury, you know, try it. Ask your sensei.
Yep. Okay. Roro Noah Zoro was here. Are you familiar with any other judo dojos in Oregon? Have you heard of Pacific Rim Martial Arts? Apparently they were an international training camp for USA Judo around 2017 or 18. I'm looking to begin doing judo at 27 and was wondering how they would compare to more traditional dojos like Obukan in Portland, Oregon. If you're familiar with them as well.
I'm not familiar with any of it. I'm sorry. I don't know that many Oregon guys. I'm from New York, you know, so yeah. Man, I don't know. I think some of these questions, we gotta,
Well, we'll go through it. I mean, I think he was more. They were more asking.
I wish I
about,
could add
like,
more value, but it's
competition versus competition focused gyms versus more traditional gyms, whatever that means. But yeah, like shop around. Why don't you visit both of them and see what you like?
Yeah.
You know, we can't really tell. All right.
You know, though, if I saw a picture of their teacher, I'll probably I recognize him. Like, oh yeah, that guy. I've seen that guy. I've talked to that guy. But just off the top of my head, like, hey, this dojo, that dojo, it doesn't really ring a bell for me. I'm sorry.
No. All right, final 5. Argo Shikan. Could you use Sumi-gaeshi the same way? Judo without turn throws. Don't give up your back.
Yeah, definitely. That was a video on no turn judo throws, and I remember doing Kochi, Ochi, Tomonage, Sumi-gaeshi also, for sure. You're not turning your back. You could definitely integrate that into a system. Fake Sumi, go Kochi, fake Sumi, go Ochi, go Sumi-gaeshi. Yoga Tomonage, bang. No need to turn.
Damn.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that. All right, Actran. White time. Can a lighter tori do this to a much heavier uke? Utsuri Goshi.
Utsuri Goshi, yes. I mean, you can, but it takes a lot of lifting power. I would definitely like to say it depends on how much heavier and how strong you are. You know, if someone 30 pounds heavier, between 130 to 160 is a big difference. 200 to 230, not that big of a difference. Right? So could me at 200 pounds, do this to a 230 pound person? Yes. If they're 250, maybe yes, maybe it's a little bit more difficult, right? Because of the limb length too. I may not be able to get enough clearance upward because their legs are much longer than mine. So it kind of depends, you know, how big are you? How big is your opponent? If they're really fat in the midsection, then it's a little bit harder to create that separation, that space to throw your hips across. So if they're round, then it's a much more difficult throw. So like these body type mechanic things plays a huge role in it.
All right. Martin Man. Wouldn't mind a poster of a throw. I think it was for a merch request.
Maybe I'll make some posters. Thank you for that.
All right, great. Yeah, put it on your bedroom. Okay. Mark Green, 4485. When is George getting his own channel? Damn. George
left, man. George is gone. He's getting married. He relocated to Atlanta. I miss him dearly. I miss him so much. He was like, so funny. He went white to black, you know, in my gym. I had him for 6-7 years. Saw him
phenomenal athlete.
Pretty much every day for 6 or 7 years, dude. You know, and he asked a lot of questions. We spent a lot of time together. You know, I miss him dearly. George, if you're listening, I love you, man. I miss you. You know, but sometimes you got to get married and have kids, you know, and your wife is like, all right, we're moving to Detroit, you know, and you're out.
Yeah, I know. I'm out. I was out. I mean, we all left. Ivan, George, man, we miss you, man.
Dude, we lost 2 black belts this summer.
Oh, why?
One's moving to London, and then one's moving to Boston.
Oh, man, but at least Boston's not too far.
It's nice. Because when you left and you joined the community of judokas in your region, you're like, oh, I train with Shintaro. You're like, oh, shit, right? And you have a little bit of a clout. And when George moved to Atlanta, he joined the jiu-jitsu gym. And those teachers are reaching out to me like, yo, Shintaro, guess what? Your student's here. And now, you know, so Matthew's going to London, and he's going, whatever dojo he goes to, the guys will know me. And then they're going to reach out to me like, yo, you know, Shintaro, Matthew's here. And Matthew can show some of the stuff that I taught him. And it's a beautiful thing, man. Great. Like this... it's sad.
Shintaro affiliates.
And it's sad to lose these guys because New York City is so transient, but you know, it's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing too.
Yeah. All right, last one. 8A Musk. I would like to suggest a topic. This podcast is great for us judo players. Could you guys do an episode on judo gear, more specifically the different gi brands?
Yep.
Why are they specifically tailored certain ways, or the best brands? Thanks in advance.
Yeah, so the IJF has very strict regulations on how the gi can fit on a human body. So that's why it's very tricky to have a judo gi brand, because they have to have the sizing to fit all the different body types. There's very specific regulations on how much width there is from the bottom of the wrist to the bottom of the sleeve. You know, how much the lapels overlap, how long the skirt is from the belt. All these different things are regulated by the International Judo Federation. But 95% of you guys who are watching don't compete on the IJF circuit, and that's completely okay. So you don't need to follow and get the red label gis, this and that. You know, any sort of gi is really fine. You know, as long as it's not egregious or in compliance with your dojo rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just for now, get a Higashi brand gi that is coming soon to higashibrand.com, and then just wear it and then train. You know? So.
And we do have an episode called Essential Grappling Gears where we kind of talk about what you need to pack in your bag.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And Higashi brand gis are
check that
coming.
out.
So thank you guys. Thank you everyone for the questions. Please subscribe and ask away. We're going to try to do more of these. And yeah, hopefully this was fun and helpful.
Yeah. Please keep your good questions coming.
Yep.
Thanks for listening. Let me know if you guys liked it. Let us know if you guys liked it in the comments, and we'll do more if it is popular. All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Yep.